Hello guys, today I'm going to be making a new type of video. I'm going to be doing a build that I think is good price performance, and pretty much I would consider an entry level build. It's mid-range price. I chose these parts based upon price to performance as well as quality. I've used all these brands before, so I know that they make good stuff. And let's go ahead and start with the CPU. It's an AMD FX 6300 6-core processor. It's 64-bit AM3 plus socket. 95 watts is about what it uses. It can go up and down. It does include a stock CPU cooler. Stock CPU cooler, it can be pretty loud, and performance isn't that great. It does work though, and it's free. I chose not to add an aftermarket CPU cooler just to keep prices down. It's not necessary. However, you can get liquid cooled or air cooling. Air coolers are pretty cheap. I even think the liquid cooling is pretty cheap for what you get. So with the motherboard, I went with MSI 970 Gaming. It is an ATX motherboard, so it's full size. It also has an AM3 Plus socket, so your CPU will fit. There won't be any conflicts with that. And I went with red and black just to go with the red and black RAM. Might as well coordinate colors if you can. As far as I'm concerned, it makes it look better. But anyways, it uses DDR3 memory. Maximum supported memory is 32 gigabytes. It does support RAID. You can use Crossfire on it and SLI. So if you have two NVIDIA graphics cards, obviously they have to be the same one. You can SLI those, and if you have AMD graphics cards, you can go ahead and Crossfire those as well. Future, not in this build obviously, because price would be way more. But in the future, if you ever want to add another graphics card, you can do it. And it does have USB 3.0 headers, which is good. Some motherboards, older ones, don't always have those. Here's the memory I went with. G.Skill Ripjaws. It did go with 8 gigabytes, two 4 gig sticks. I went with 8 because 4 is pretty low for the games that you're most likely going to be playing. I assume that you're going to be playing like high demanding games. I mean, if you're playing games like maybe League of Legends, you don't really need all that much power, but 8 gigs is, I mean, for $32, I wouldn't go any less than 4 or 8. I mean, sorry. It does come with the cool black and red heat spreader. That's why I picked that motherboard as well as this RAM. I try to coordinate my colors in my computer. In one of my computers, I have red and blue color scheme, so I'm a color person. But anyways, storage, we got a 1 terabyte Seagate Barracuda. I went with this because it's only $43 and you get a terabyte and it's 7200 RPMs. I was gonna maybe do an SSD, but you don't get very much capacity with an SSD for $50. You get like maybe 120 gigabytes, and if you have a lot of games in your Steam library, that's not gonna be enough. You can always add a SSD later. They're pretty cheap. You know, if you just need like a boot drive, which is how I have mine set up. I have a 128 gigabyte SSD for my boot drive, so it loads really fast, and then I got 2 hard drives, a 1 terabyte Seagate Barracuda and then a 2 terabyte Seagate Barracuda, and I have all sorts of games in there, and I probably won't run out of room for a very long time. And then for the video card, I went with the EVGA GeForce GTX 960 4 gigabyte. I went with 4 gigabyte one because 2 gigabytes kind of a little bit low for VRAM now. And I went with the short version just to help keep space, just in case you ever wanted to go with maybe a mini ITX build for whatever reason. You have a smaller form graphics card, won't take up too much space. And then also chose a specific one because it has 1.22 gigahertz clock speed, which is higher than some of the rest too. And speed is always good. It does support SLI. I don't know why it wouldn't. You get one HDMI, one DisplayPort, one DVI, and one DVI-I and one DVI-D, so you got all sorts of connectivity. You can have multiple monitors. I personally have 2 on my setup right now. Probably be adding a third eventually. So with the case, I went with the Corsair Spec 01 red for obvious reasons. Got this red fan right here, and fits color scheme as well. I went with Corsair because they usually make very quality stuff. My power supply is Corsair. My fans are all Corsair. My CPU cooler is Corsair. I've got all sorts of Corsair stuff, and it is ATX, so you can fit ATX motherboards as well as micro ATX and mini ATX. But if you're going to get a ATX mid tower, you might as well put an ATX motherboard. Make sure you use all the space available. Does has USB 3.0 ports in the front, which is always good right there. That's why you have to check, make sure your motherboard has 3.0 header on it. And it's only $46, and the ratings are about, I believe it was 4 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty good as far as I'm concerned. For an entry-level case, that's not bad, and the price is pretty good. For power supply, I went with this EVGA 700 watt because it was pretty cheap. However, it is non-modular, so that means all the cables are in. You have to deal with the cable mess. And the colors of the wires are pretty nasty, which is unfortunate, but the price is only $54.99, and you get 700 watts. That's pretty good. You can always upgrade if you need to. A lot of people rate it really well. God, I can't talk today. And it's 80 plus bronze certified, which is really good. So that means it's got fairly decent. Gosh, now I can't think of it. It's got decent efficiency. There it goes up to gold, silver, and then I believe it goes platinum next. And then I think the next highest one is titanium, which is like 99% efficiency or something like that. Ridiculous. But anyways, I didn't include any peripherals or monitors or anything because I assume that if you're playing games already, you already have a different monitor. And you might have a computer laying around, or with a keyboard and mouse or something like that. And then I also didn't include Windows because I just assume this build is basically just if you have an operating system already from an old computer or whatever. If you don't, you can always find Windows pretty cheap. I got my Windows. Originally, I had Windows 8, and then I upgraded to Windows 10, and I only spent like $30 on my Windows 8, and it was a 64-bit, and I got the Pro version, and so that was a pretty good deal. You just have to search. I found mine on G2A. I'll leave a in the description. I'll leave a link to this website, the PC Part Picker website, and then I'll also leave a link to the G2A. You can also get really cheap games there. That's where I buy pretty much all my games now. Anyways, I think that's all I've got for you today. Oh yeah, the total was $552.93, which is pretty solid for this. October really seems to have a lot of good price drops and sales during that time. So if you want to wait, however, it's like April, so I wouldn't wait personally. But if you wanted to, you could. And the AMD should be releasing a new series of CPUs sometime this year. I believe during around October they're supposed to be releasing it for normal civilian use rather than servers and stuff like that. But anyways, I'll go ahead and end this video here. I hope this helped you guys, as well as maybe give you some ideas for some other parts. Maybe if you like this, please click like. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. I'll probably do one of these maybe every month. And I think that's all I got. So hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you later.